Hey guys, Superhorrorbro Mike here, and in today's video, we venture into an eerily abandoned amusement park in search of answers, as we explore the story of Indigo Park. So sit back, relax, and let's step through the gift shop and into a land full of terror and mystery. This is Indigo Park Chapter 1 Explained.
Now try entering the park, and we can start our Indigo adventure!
Indigo Park begins with a quick introduction outlining the history of the amusement park, presented to us by founder Isaac Indigo.
Indigo Park offers a slice of the American dream to call your own. In this place, echoes of days gone are brought back to life as a new generation captures a glimpse of the exciting potential of tomorrow. Indigo Park pays homage to the values, dreams, and unwavering truths that gave rise to our great nation. Here you embark on the journey of a lifetime, a place of creativity, joy, and sense.
We pull back from this archived footage to reveal the desk of our unnamed protagonist, who goes by the online handle E-Ensign. We do see a photograph of a boy, who we can deduce was the childhood version of said protagonist, as we learn they used to visit Indigo Park with their family as a kid. Throughout this quick-cut intro montage, we are given snippets of information that set up the protagonist's motivations for breaking into the now abandoned theme park. A newspaper clipping reveals that Indigo Park closed down suddenly and under mysterious circumstances that led to a police investigation. It never reopened after this closure. Via a conversation with their friend Laura, we learn our protagonist has decided to conduct a search of the abandoned park, but decides not to take their recording equipment with them. Instead, they will scope out the area and then plan to return with Laura for a more in-depth investigation at a later date. And so, one night under a full moon, they venture into the unknown. After arriving at the main gates, we discover Indigo Park is locked up tight. As we explore this area, we come across various mascot plushies and merch items, each one representing a character from the park. Collecting these up gives the player extra insight and information on both the protagonist and their history with the park, as well as the park mascots themselves. We'll take a look at some of these later in this video. Our adventurer makes their way into a side room, where they are startled by a monitor screen as it crackles to life. Park mascot Rambly the raccoon excitedly greets them.
Wait! You're our first guest in 2,920 days, 4 hours, 23 minutes, and 38 seconds. Congratulations! I'm Rambly the raccoon, and it's my job to make sure your experience here at Indigo Park is the most fun it can be. Just hop on over to the registration center to your left.
Rambly leads us to the main gate, but discovers there is no longer any power running to it. We are then tasked with repairing a nearby power unit by replacing the gears, and doing so allows for the power to be restored. After heading through the park entrance, Rambly explains that we must collect up a critter cuff in order to gain access to the many attractions found within the world of Indigo Park. The critter cuff is a scannable wristband, and is located in the nearby gift shop Critter Corner.
Here you go, buddy. Your very own critter cuff. A new way to interact with the park that also doubles as a pedometer, heart monitor, and mood ring. Data disclosure agreement included.
Wristband in hand, we are now able to enter the main park and begin searching for answers as to why Indigo Park mysteriously closed all those years ago. However, it isn't long before a wall collapses behind the protagonist and they find themselves trapped inside the park for good. With no way to escape, they follow Rambly's guidance and board the Rambly Railroad, taking them further into the park. As we ride the railroad with Rambly, we are introduced to other park mascots and their various attractions. First up is Molly McCaw, a happy-go-lucky bird who enjoys flying high in her airplane. But she does have a penchant for crashing into things while doing so.
What's barnstorming?
It's crashing with style. It barely hurts at all. Say, those young adventurers you got along with you look like great pilots. Why not try your hand at flying in my ride? Rooftop racing.
From collectibles discovered throughout the park, we learn a little more about Molly and her relationship to Rambly. We learn that these two were in fact best friends. We also learn that Molly was our protagonist's mother's favourite character at the park when they used to visit together. Next up, we meet Finley the Sea Serpent, a character who always scared our protagonist as a child due to their immense size. Finley is a gloomy, downbeat creature who resides in the depths of the ocean in an attraction called Oceanic Odyssey.
Oh, Finley, you should come out of your shell.
How about you come into it instead? My ride, Oceanic Odyssey, will teach you all about the wonders down under the deep blue sea. It's as blue as me. I hope you'll visit. I'm so lonely.
Finally, we meet Lloyd the Lion, the only member of the cast that Rambly seems to actively dislike. Lloyd puts on a grand performance every day at his theatre in the Indigo Park main square.
I am the proud, the prestigious, the professional Lloydford L. Lion, actor extraordinaire!
Great act, Lloyd.
Later on, we do learn a little bit more about the feud between Rambly and Lloyd, from a collectible which can be used to question Rambly at the information kiosk. It seems the raccoon harbours genuine resentment towards Lloyd the Lion for his fame and fortune, feeling sidelined as a result.
And why do they only make one of Lloyd? Is it because he's the loudest? I can be loud too! Where's my limited edition throwback plush? Where's Molly's? Where's Finley's? Give this mistake to a child and they'll cry.
After meeting these characters, the railroad breaks down, and we are tasked with unboarding and hunting down a few gears to fix up the power unit once more. Along the way, we encounter a busted up animatronic of Molly McCaw, who uses her final breath to relay the following message. This message is sinister as it suggests that Rambly was violent towards Lloyd, and may infer that this plucky raccoon is not as friendly and cute as he first appears. After hearing this chilling audio and repairing the power, it's time to board the train once more and head on into Indigo Park. We emerge onto the main street of the park and make our way to Jetstream Junction, the home of Molly McCaw. However, we discover the attraction is locked up and requires a key in order to gain entry. Rambly explains the key is located within Lloyd's theatre, and so that becomes our next destination. Once inside the theatre, we find Lloyd sleeping on the main stage, though he quickly picks himself up and scampers off backstage. With no choice but to follow, our hapless hero begins making their way through the cluttered storage room in search of the elusive key. As they explore, they are jumped by Lloyd the Lion, who doesn't seem all that friendly. Luckily, the ferocious lion gets trapped under a pile of fallen crates and drags himself back into the surrounding darkness. At the far side of this storeroom is an office, and inside, the key required to enter Jetstream Junction. On the way back, the protagonist is attacked by Lloyd. However, the lion quickly backs away after the critter cuff seems to emit a strange signal that messes with his brainwaves. It seems this wristband may have the power to control these now deadly mascots. Returning to Jetstream Junction unscathed, the protagonist uses the key to unlock the entrance and heads inside. Rambly explains that this is the domain of Molly McCaw and suggests we take a ride on her attraction, Rooftop Races. Unfortunately, the Rooftop Races ride is in a state of disrepair. However, before continuing to the next area, a play zone known as the landing pad, we can instead head into this room here and gain access to a curious arcade minigame called Rambly Rush. In Rambly Rush, we play as a pixel art version of Rambly as he runs and jumps his way through a side-scrolling platformer, bopping enemy squirrels on the head, which in turn gives him his favourite food, Rambleberries. At the end of the stage, we discover Molly McCaw, who has crash-landed in her airplane. As we talk to Molly, we discover her flight path was sabotaged by a villainous character called Salem the Skunk. It quickly becomes apparent that Salem and Rambly don't get along. and the skunk has been using a potion to turn the friendly inhabitants of the park into feral beasts. He uses said potion on Molly, turning her against Rambly, at which point a boss battle ensues. After defeating this twisted version of Molly, the arcade machine glitches out and shuts off. We are then presented with a Rambleberry collectible. While at first glance this arcade minigame seems like a simple diversion from the main game, it may be cryptically hinting at the greater lore of the game world, suggesting someone working at the park took control of the mascots or experimented on them in some way, turning the once lovable creatures into killing machines. This in turn leading to the swift closure of the park and a cover-up by the local authorities and landowners. But we'll have to wait on future chapters for a better idea of exactly where this story is headed. Moving on, we head into the landing pad, a giant soft play area with a simple puzzle to solve. 5 coloured building blocks can be rotated around the environment, and we must explore the maze-like play centre in order to find various coloured shapes and then match them to their respective block. While searching for these clues, the protagonist encounters Molly McCaw, who seems none too friendly and begins hunting them through the landing pad. After solving the puzzle and opening the exit, our adventurer is chased by a bloodthirsty Molly and rushes to find a way out of the play centre with the bird in hot pursuit. As she chases us, Molly squawks out random phrases, and from the game over screen, we learn that these phrases have been picked up by Molly after she heard someone else say them. She is a parrot after all, and parrots are known to mimic voices. It's hard to make out exactly what these sentences say, but this is my best translation. Some of these audio cues are hard to make out, but we do gain some interesting tidbits of information. Someone speaks to Molly about knowing them for 100 years. She also references certain dialogue which hints at the mascots at the park being abused by staff members. During this chase we come across this old Rambly mask, which was originally part of one of the human-sized mascot costumes. When speaking to Rambly about this mask, he locates an old audio log in his database. The log is a conversation between 2 former park employees.
Hey Jackson, you hear about the new mascots?
Yeah, think it'll put us out of a job?
I think so. Old sport. And right after we got this damn raccoon costume.
Man, screw this place. I said we get our asses out of here and go straight to Vegas.
This recording explains why these living mascots like Molly McCaw may have been abused by the human staff, bitter employees who were replaced by these creatures, although it is unclear how these living mascots came to be. At the end of this chase sequence we reach a room for Indigo Park staff. Rambly quickly seals off the door just as the Mad McCaw leaps inside, severing the bird's head in the process. Notice how this is no simple animatronic. Blood sprays from the wound, suggesting that this version of Molly is indeed very much alive and organic in design. After the chase is over and our protagonist safe once more, Rambly decides to come clean and explains that he hasn't been inside the park for a very long time. He didn't realise the danger now lurking within, but pleads with the new guest to aid him in his quest to restore order and happiness to the world of Indigo Park.
I just was so excited to see a visitor, and I wanted to be sure you were given the best experience possible. But I was confined to the entrance for so long, I didn't realize just how much disrepair the park has fallen into. Wasting all of your fun time. Sorry for the inconvenience. But I have an idea. I have access to the repair documentation in my database. I just can't execute most tasks without authorization from a human user. You must have come here because the park matters to you too, right? Would you be willing to help me restore the park? I can see in your facial tracking data that you aren't opposed to this. Ooh, I'm so excited. Let's get this place back in business.
Now, as an official park wrangler, we are tasked with restoring the park, and the first stop on our new mission takes us into the depths of Finley's Oceanic Odyssey. However, that adventure will have to wait until next time, as for now, this is where the story of Indigo Park comes to a close.
Okay, I'll let you go. See you next time, buddy. Please?
And with that, we have come to the end of this video and a look at the story of Indigo Park Chapter 1 Explained. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it both entertaining and informative. If you did, then remember to leave a like, comment down below, and of course subscribe for more horror-related content. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.